Welcome to Lone Star Love, a Texas Tale. This is a heartwarming, gripping story told through 6 captivating scenes filled with emotion, drama and romance, set against the musical backdrop of the unforgettable melodies created by the legendary country singer Kenny Rogers. Our narrative comes to life in an authentic Texan atmosphere, a charmingly modest, slightly worn-down local watering hole where our tale begins to unfold. In this bar, you'll find a lone woman, her worn heart on her sleeve, nursing a symbol of the locale, a Lone Star beer, her only companion in that moment. The juiciness of the orange slice garnishing her beverage contrasts sharply with the barrenness of the bar. The hum of the old, squeaky jukebox in the corner fills the room with a nostalgic melody, the classic Lucille, by none other than Kenny Rogers himself. Even the song seems to echo the melancholy in her eyes. The atmosphere is heavy, the air dense with an undercurrent of palpable tension, a silence only interrupted by the occasional clink of a beer mug or the soft rustling of aged newspapers. Waiting in bated breath, the patrons of the bar await the arrival of a stranger. This tension reaches its zenith until I, the protagonist of our tale, make my grand entrance with nothing but a weather-beaten bus ticket clutched in my hand. The tension in the room miraculously dissolves as I step foot into the spotlight. The familiar chords of Lucille fill the room with a comforting resonance, a metaphorical sigh of relief. The bar erupts into a cascade of shared laughter, a release from the taut strings of anticipation, a newfound camaraderie born in that one moment. As laughter echoes through the room, the second scene introduces a towering Texan who strolls into the bar, mistaking me for Ben Colder. This towering figure, impossible to ignore, strides into the room with the swagger of a cowboy who's seen many sunsets over his ranch. His boots echo on the wooden floor, the sound resonating like a thunderclap in the hearts of the bar's patrons. His presence is as commanding as a bull in a china shop, raising an almost tangible wave of anticipation and apprehension in the air. He is a statue of raw masculinity, clad in rugged attire typical of his homeland, his broad shoulders filling the doorway. His eyes survey the room, finally settling on me. An eerie silence descales. Every eye in the bar follows his gaze, and I can the collective intake of breath as the patrons wait for what comes next. There's a moment of fear, an instance where the air seems to freeze, as he mistakes me for Ben Colder. The tension is taut like a tightly pulled bowstring, a palpable pressure that threatens to explode at any given moment. However, the anticipated clash evaporates as the nature of his visit becomes clear. He's not here for a fight. A sense of relief washes over the room, replacing the earlier uncertainty and apprehension. The patrons let out a sigh almost in unison. The room that was filled with fearful anticipation seconds ago is now swimming in waves of palpable relief. Then an unexpected sound fills the room, shattering the relative, his laughter. It's a booming, infectious laughter that seems to come from the pit of his stomach, a sound as big and uncontainable as the man himself. It reverberates against the walls, causing the patrons to join in, their relief transforming into shared mirth. The bar, which moments before was a battlefield of tension and uncertainty, is now filled with his booming laughter. In the third scene, the Texan orders a round for everyone, his laughter now a distant echo. His demeanor changes subtly, the boisterous energy that filled the room moments ago now fading into the background. The bar goes quiet, the patrons turning their heads to watch him, their expressions varying from curious to mildly concerned. His features tighten and his eyes gain a new intensity. He takes a slow sip from his glass, clearing his throat before he begins. His voice, once filled with mirth, now carries a somber undertone, a stark contrast to the joviality that had previously filled the room. His gaze moves over the crowd, before finally resting on the aged wooden counter in front of him. You could see the memories playing out in his eyes, vivid and haunting. He speaks of a time before his riches, before the gold rush had changed not just his life, but also that of an entire town. He speaks of a woman named Lucille, who was as much a part of his past as the very soil he had dug his fortune from. His story paints a picture of a mystery, a tale of love and loss, of days spent in the scorching sun and nights under the starlit sky. The more he shares, the more the crowd gets drawn into his past, into the story of Lucille, who vanished just when he struck it rich. The fourth scene has the Texan breaking into a song about Lucille. As the spotlight falls on him, he strums the first chords on his guitar. His deep, resonant voice fills the room, captivating the audience. The melody is catchy, a foot-tapping number that has the crowd swaying in their seats. His singing style is one that exudes an undeniable charm, a rustic Texan twang that is as raw as it is mesmerizing. The lyrics of the song are humorous, reflecting his natural wit and capability to see the lighter side of life. He croons about Lucille, a woman of mystery and allure. Each line of the song is steeped in irony, revealing a storyline that is as entrancing as it is amusing. Imagine a man coming into fortune, striking gold in the most unexpected of ways. This is a tale of good times, of joy and laughter echoing in the saloons, of money flowing as freely as the whiskey. However, as the song progresses, the tale takes an unforeseen turn. Just as the man starts basking in his newfound wealth, the woman disappears. Lucille, the seductive enchantress, the woman who has been the muse of his song, left just when prosperity knocked on the door. This twist adds an extra layer to the song, making it not just a jovial tune, but a narrative that is deeply poignant. It cleverly portrays how life can often surprise us, how joy and sorrow can walk hand in hand. It's a thoughtful commentary on the unpredictability of life, beautifully woven into a melody that is as entertaining as it is thought-provoking. It's not just a song, it's a slice of life, a narrative that is as captivating as the man who sings it. His song is humorous and ironic, a tale of good times, newfound wealth, and a woman who left just when prosperity knocked on the door. The fifth scene zeroes in on the female protagonist. She is the focal point. We get a glimpse into her raw, emotional world. Her hands, roughened by a life of hardship she never signed up for, etch words of dissatisfaction onto the worn wall of the dimly lit room. Each word is a symbol of her pain, a manifestation of her regret. It's a stark contrast to the opulence that once filled her life. She blames me, her accusatory tone permeating the air, filling the room with the icy chill of resentment. Her words accuse me for the dire state of her life, her voice echoing off the cold, bare walls that are a far cry from the silk-lined walls of her past existence. She used to bask in warmth, luxury, and abundance, a life that seems surreal now. Her gaze, filled with a sadness that is almost palpable, doesn't stray from the wall. The untouched beer sits on the table next to her, a testament to her lost appetite. Her once sparkling eyes, now dull, are glazed over. She's trapped in the labyrinth of her thoughts. It's as if she's trying to piece together the fragments of her past, to remember the melody of her life before the song changed. The Texan's soulful song, a bittersweet tune of love and loss, can be faintly heard in the background. It runs like a river, the melody flowing and ebbing, a haunting reminder of the life she willingly left behind. The final scene is a bittersweet conclusion. The woman, once the embodiment of joy and vibrancy, now finds herself submerged in the melancholy of regret. She is haunted by her past decisions, unable to escape the weight they carry in her present. The Texan song, a melancholic melody spun around the tale of Lucille, who made her exit at an imperfect moment, resonates with her situation, making the atmosphere even more poignant. She identifies with Lucille, feeling that she too jumped ship at an inopportune moment. The story wraps up with a sprinkle of humor and irony, painting a picture of a woman who exchanged a comfortable life of affluence for a simple, unpolished existence under the glow of the lone star amidst laughter in a dilapidated bar. Her regret is palpable, unveiled through her mourning. The Texan's catchy tune capturing his misfortune serves as a bitter reminder of the gravity of our decisions and their inevitable consequences. The narrative is a cocktail of laughter, beer, the strumming of a lonely guitar, and a song mourning a woman named Lucille. And so concludes our tale, a story told through laughter, beer, and a song about a woman named Lucille.